here in the ruins and where this will lead. Oh, but I know that down through the years, I look on this moment and see your hand on it and know you were here. And I'll testify of the battles you've won, how you were my portion when there wasn't enough. Good day, good day, good day. And I'll testify of the seas that we've crossed, the waters you parted, the ways that I've walked, singing, oh, 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 my God did not fail. Oh, 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 it's the story I'll tell, singing, oh, 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 I know it is well. Oh, 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 it's the story I'll tell. Believing gets hard when options are few, when I can't see what you're doing. Good day, good day, good day. Welcome as you guys all come in. Wisdom, Clubhouse, YouTube. I want you to listen to the words of this song before we get started. It is the best day ever. How you were my portion when there wasn't enough. It is the best day ever. Thank you, thank you. Our lives have been transforming, and it's the best thing ever. I want you to hear her when she says, "My God did not fail." I want to thank everybody for joining. I just wanted you to hear, okay? God can't fail. God cannot fail. He can't fail by himself, and he can't fail through you. God cannot fail. He doesn't fail. God cannot fail. If this is something you have to repeat every day, all day, every day, make it an alert, write it a sticky note. God can't fail. He's God. He cannot fail. And that has to be a reminder. You've got to understand that he doesn't fail. He can't fail. It's not in his nature to fail. Okay? I want to welcome everybody to World Changers with Somalia Brown, mandated to be the defender of humanity, protector of mankind. I am bringing you thought-provoking, mind-shifting wisdom. Grab a notepad and a pen and prepare for your paradigm shift in the next 45 minutes to an hour. God can't fail. He doesn't fail. And he definitely doesn't fail when it's concerning you. And that's the attitude you have to have. good day. That's the attitude you have to walk in. That's the demeanor you have to carry. Okay. And I want you to start feeling that way. Until you shift into that mindset, the enemy can make you very fickle with our Father. And he will make you feel like when you fall, he failed, that he can't, that he's stronger, he's more powerful. No, that is a lie. God can't fail. Okay. He cannot, will not, and won't when it pertains to you. So, what did I say yesterday? Your DNA is upgrading and it's manifesting faster. Drop a one in the chat if you saw your sign yesterday. Drop a one in the chat. Our exercise was to think of something absolutely crazy. Drop a one in the chat if you saw your sign. Hey, there we go. See? We used our childlike imagination to project something, to think on something, and you had all day yesterday to see it. So we have, yep, awesome. You had, and I don't want to say you had to be looking for it. What I said was just think it and keep it moving. Okay. And sometimes it'll happen for some people, sometimes it won't, but it lets you know where you are. It lets you know where you are with your mind. It lets you know where you are with your creativity. It lets you know where you are with your heart in believing your thoughts are powerful. So, anybody else notice that their sign appeared throughout the day, later in the day? Um, Thank you for dropping your ones. So, I wanted to check in on that because I said we are upgrading. Our DNA is upgrading. And as our DNA upgrades, guess what? Things are going to manifest quickly. Those are lists. I just give you little bitty exercise that you can do to kind of test you. I tell people when you sow a seed and it comes back, how did it come back? If you sow $10 and you find 60, that's sixfold. If you sell $10 and you get back 20, that's one fold. Where are you? Pay it. So we have to pay attention to these little things. You see what I'm saying? We don't pay attention to that. When I sow something or God says, give this, whether it's tangible, my time or finances, and then I turn around and get blessed, I'm like, dang, that one that was quick. The timing between the blessings was quick. But then if I sold 100 and I got back 300, wow. Talk about threefold within 2 days. Oh, I'll do that all day long. But you know where you are in your sowing. 100, 1,000-fold. Where are you? 30, 60, 100, 1,000. Where? Those are not just 30, 60, 100, 1,000-fold from your ancestries. Those aren't just words. He's saying it because you may sow and get 30 back. You may sow and get 60 back. We all want to be at the 1,000. That's just how we operate. But you got to work your way to that. Okay. So all of that is the same with your mind. Okay. So just recapping from yesterday, we did an exercise and I just wanted to check and see how everybody did, who was able to see their actual physical sign. Keep expecting it. Don't look for it, expect it. So today I want to go into we are stabilizing. So, you know what a stabilizer is, right? We are stabilizing. You are going to vacillate between your old self and your new self a lot. What does that practically look like? You are going to bounce between, if you have an anger issue, anger and not bothering you and anger. Things that used to bother you don't bother you as much anymore. It takes more. So if slow drivers bothered you and you had road rage, just an example, and now you're driving, you've been in the community for 2 months now, we've been working on our emotions, we've been working on this is the best day ever, everything works out for my good, whatever we're saying, whatever we're speaking, you're saying those things, right? And now 2 months later, a slowpoke gets out in front of you and you're actually running late and you're just like, let me fall back. That is a blessing. That is what you're looking for. You're looking for how you're stabilizing yourself, walking in the love dimension, walking in joy and peace. Because 3 months ago, you would have cussed, fussed, rode around them, stared them down to the left of driving, and then sped off because you have an anger issue, because you have road rage. But 2 months later, working on your feelings, working on your emotions, understanding them, you're stabilizing. I want you to pay attention. Where are you stabilizing? Where are you still vacillating? Like, oh, I still got to work on this, or nope, I'm good here. You got to understand that. Okay. That's funny. She said, not you describing me. You good. You good. Well, then that God must be telling you we got to get that on the wraps. I did that the other day with shrimp, and then she was just like, oh my God, I literally was just about to buy shrimp and steak. Like, you are all up in my, that is the Holy Spirit letting you know, let's get this together ASAP, like right now. Um, Someone said, wow, this YouTube video popped up last night. She said, God says, don't go back to your old ways. I have your ram. Oh, wow. Amen. She said, I definitely can't miss another day in this room. Absolutely. Hey, 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 on YouTube. How are you? Caught myself doing that and instantly see, caught yourself and instantly straighten your back. Let me ask you this, Gabriel. 3 months ago, if you would have caught, would you one have caught yourself? And two, how long would it have taken you to get out of it? This is the progress. This is what I like to hear. This is how we grow. This right here. Um, I'm gonna be there when I'm gonna be there. I'm not gonna be late. And even if I am late, my boss is gonna be okay. He's not gonna flip. I used to rely on my own strength. I wouldn't have caught it because I wouldn't have understood. I love that answer. Now you understand, and now you can catch it. Good day, Miss Lady. Rich Rising. Love it. So we are stabilizing. We are stabilizing, but in certain areas. Okay. Um, that is what we're drilling down. The areas where you're not stabilizing, that you can't catch yourself, you don't understand, like Gabriel said, or like Tequila said, the areas where you're still having issues in catching your mishaps. Um, I want you to work on those more now, okay? Because we've got what, next week, Wednesday? 6 more days, 5 more days. Today's Friday. 5 more days to get this. Now, don't get in panic mode. Don't let fear set in. Keep doing what you're doing. When I give you deadlines, when I give you time frames, it's not to freak you out, it's to push you. Remember, as world changers, we don't shrink. We don't back down. When Steve Jobs was told no, he called 10 more. He didn't say, oh, let me stop. No. So when I tell you, okay, by Wednesday, let's really work on it, what I'm saying is I need you to pull up your bootstraps. I need you to buckle down and say, okay, I got my anger under wraps. I can see it. I can catch myself and straighten my back. But my forgiveness, unforgiveness, still a little, let me work on that. Find what's not stabilized. Find the one emotion that still can take you off kilt for the rest of the day. Find it. That's what I mean by next Wednesday. Some of you, now that's some of you. Some of you feel lost. If I'm talking to you, drop a one in the chat. Some of you feel lost, like you don't know exactly who you are anymore, what direction you're going in, what's up, what's down. God told you to go left. Now he's telling you to go right. You're just like, yo, what the heck is going on? You're releasing so much, so many things that no longer serve you, that you're kind of in a state like, well, who am I right now? You are absolutely in the middle of a crossroad. You are literally standing in a moment. Okay, that's someone on YouTube I'm talking to now. Yeah, some of you do feel lost, and that's not a bad place to be. Okay, you've been working on a project, you've been at a job, and guys like, leave it. You're like, but what? I love this job. Why would I leave it? I love the job. I love the what I do. I love my duties. I love the people. Why do I leave? We don't understand relationships that break on a good note. Just let's be real. Relationships where we divorce, relationships where we divorce ourselves from them, not literally divorce as marriage, but separate, and it's a good thing, and God is just like, cut it. Those hurt more because you don't understand why. So if you have a project that you're doing and it's actually bringing you income, and God is like, put that down, you're like, wait, what? This is my bread and butter. That's because He has something better. Keep the momentum that's in you. I told you if you stop the momentum right now, you won't make it. Okay? Your spirit is telling you that something is coming, but you don't know what it is just yet. The only way you'll know is if you follow the instructions. And stay in positive mode and in the love dimension. Your spirit is going through cycles right now. You are removing cycles, releasing cycles and patterns. You are ready to create something, but you still can't put your finger on what it is. Let me tell you what just happened to me. Okay. Let me tell you, and this is for those of you who are business owners. It doesn't even matter. I'm not even gonna put a title on it. This is for those who feel lost. This is for those of you who your spirit is like, I know I'm supposed to be wealthy. I know I'm supposed to be in my new house. I know I'm supposed to move across town, across city, across state, across country. I know things are great, but where is it? Let me tell you, I got a text message yesterday from an old community member who is asking for something. Leave it at that, asking for help. And what her help has done has created a whole nother service that I offer. It fell in my lap. But I felt it in my spirit. I said, "Oh, this how you gonna do it? Oh, this is what we about to ride right about now." And Imma tell you, I know my cycles and patterns. Every year between April and June, I shift gears. And whenever I shift for being obedient, it takes care of my entire family. 4 years ago, COVID. COVID? Not COVID. 19. January to March, April. I was doing my bridal counsel, which is where I take the bride as a client and I help her, what's it called? Groomsman, not groomsman, her bridesmaid become her counsel. Because when we get married, we just be like, oh, let me pick my friends. I don't, no, 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 no. Them people that stand up with you on that altar better be people that hold you accountable to your marriage when you say I do and after. Those are people that are supposed to. I didn't stand at this altar for you to divorce. What's going on? I didn't stand at this altar for you to do X, Y, and Z. What's going on? These are people that are supposed to hold you accountable to your vows. I teach them that. So I was walking through that. I was helping. I had 3 clients lined up. This was my high ticket paid service. And I had someone walking with me. She was a believer, thank God, because she understood. April came, and I mean, we met religiously every Monday, every Thursday. We knocked it out. It was perfect. God said, put it down. I said, what? I said, okay. That's not the first time he told me to put it down. In 16, I quit my 9 to 5 and I was like, yes, I get to go full time with my business. I get to create my app. I get to, coach one on one more. And I moved to Indiana with my husband because he was out of town and we moved back together under the same roof. And God said, put your business down. I said, what? He said, take care of home. Y'all have been apart for almost a year. Take care of home. I said, I really thought I was leaving my 9 to 5. So he does that to me. And each time I was obedient. The first time my business doubled in 16 weeks. Okay. I put it down for 3, and in 16 weeks total plus that 3, my business doubled. My app came about. This last one, my hair manna product, the hair product that grows hair, was birthed because I put down the bridal counsel when he said. And when I tell you I made more money in $40 hair pomades than I could have made with a bridal council that was like 5 grand, 5 to 7 grand package where I'm with you for the shower, I'm with you for the what's the thing, bachelorette party. It's a 2-part thing when I walk with you and give you gifts, all that. It made more than that because I was obedient. So what just fell in my lap yesterday is not abnormal for my life. But do you know your patterns? What time of the year does God shift you from what you're doing to what he wants you to do? What time of the year? So I always shift my businesses always shift now, but in the fall I always physically shift. That's how my life works. I need you to pay attention to yours. You may not know it right now, but by next year you will. But I want you to turn around. See, this is what I teach you in World Changers, how to know your cycles and patterns. When you know your cycles and patterns, you can't fail. Because every fall it's like, I know I'm physically moving. I don't know where, maybe a couple of years, 5 years, 4 years in between, but every fall we're moving. I shift physical jobs when I was in a 9 to 5 in the fall. But spiritually, I move with God business wise in April, May, or June. So what I'm creating right now, nobody's seen it. It's not even on the market because that's what he does with me. Do you know? So I say this to those of you who feel lost right now. You're like, I don't know what to do. A new ancient pathway is opening up for you. One just opened up for me. It's in your books of destiny. Your spirit already knew it. That's why your spirit's excited. That's why your spirit's like, I'm getting wealth. But you're looking at what's in your hand today and you're like, none of this that I have in my hand can bring me wealth. It's not expensive enough. It's not what I think can bring wealth. It's because it's not anything you've already done. It's something to come. But if you stay on the ancient pathway, and I don't have time to go down that, I don't even know where that would be in my YouTube. Excuse me, I would have to look to see. I've drilled down ancient pathway versus the demonic pathway enough where most of you in the community know your ancient pathway is basically Jeremiah 6:16, if I'm not mistaken, where you stand at a crossroad and you ask God which way I should go, and He tells you and you obey. And that is your ancient path. You got to ask which pathway. The demonic timelines is just in a nutshell, real quick. It's way more complicated than this, but this is in a nutshell. The demonic timeline is when you choose short-term satisfaction, immediate gratification instead of waiting on God. Those, how I always describe it, is you're going from LA to New York and the pilot shifted it 3 degrees. Now in the beginning 3 degrees ain't nothing. Even in the middle of the US 3 degrees ain't nothing. But by the time you land on the East Coast, you should have been in New York and now you're in DC or further south. You see, or further north, whichever way. You see what I'm saying? After a while, the split becomes obvious. Timelines. Right now, a new ancient pathway is being presented to you. It's not what you think. It's not what you could have imagined or even fathom. You literally are going to have to trust him. Last year in the office, he told me it was a blind season. You are walking in blindfolded. And it's still in that season because All Fast doesn't start until August. Right now, we are in a season where when you take a step, he then reveals the next part of it. So you've got to start. So those of you I'm talking, so who am I talking to? Drop a 1 in the chat. You felt, you know you're supposed to be wealthy. Everything you have in your hand right now is just not something that will make you wealthy. You feel lost because he's stripped you of so many things. He's picked you up and moved you. He's removed things, people, sources, leaders. He doesn't have you sitting under the same people. I mean, so many changes that you're just like, God, I don't know what to think right about now. That's who I'm talking to right now, which is almost all of you. Dang near almost all of you. You are about to you're at a crossroad, and the crossroad is your ancient pathway. Your ancient pathway is your books and the destiny books in heaven. I teach you how to access that. But right now, I'm just going to give you one prayer, and I want you to write this down. Show me my books and close my books. I'm going to give you those two. Show me my books and close my books, and you'll be surprised at what you're going to see. And I'll leave it at that. So as I said, your spirit is going through cycles. You are ready to create something, but you still can't put your finger on what it is. It's because your spirit, remember, your spirit was here first. God created the end before the beginning. And your spirit is excited because it knows how close it is to what you've been sent to create, what's in your books, what's written about you. Okay. The promise is going to fall in your lap if you stay on the ancient pathway. That's how you know you're on the pathway. And that's what's going to bring forth your wealth. Whatever falls in your lap is what's going to bring, and you're probably not going to be able to see it at first. Is write these down because I'm a trailblazer. I'm a forward. I just went through this yesterday, you guys. Yesterday, I heard a guy on TikTok. I stopped on his page and he said, God's about to give you keys, a house, and put your health in order. And I said, God, I receive all three because these witches, I'm tired of them messing with my body. I need a new house because we've outgrown this one, and I don't know what the keys are for, but I'll take any key that you about to give me because it's going to unlock whatever I need. Yesterday, it fell in my lap. Now, this is what it's going to do. I want you to write down when your promise falls. No, I'm serious. When your promise falls in your lap, you're going to be stretched. Period. The end. It's going to stretch you in every way, shape, or form, from finances to thinking to what you're supposed to do with it and how you're supposed to do it. I hope you're writing this down because this is just flowing. Don't ask me to repeat nothing because I'm in that mode. So if we got a scribe in here, I need you to write because it's just flowing. And when I flow like this, when you ask me to repeat, I don't remember what I say. Okay. You're also going to need a team around you, but the team is already around you. That's number 2. The team is already around you. Number 3, you have to surrender, which surrender means stop resisting. When your promise falls in your lap, these are the top 3 things I had to do within the last, not even 24 hours, because it fell in my lap around 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock yesterday. Oh, let me back up. I almost missed it because it was an email. No, it was an Instagram message. And I saw the beginning of it. And I said, oh, I'll check it later. Oh, I'll check it later. And every time I thought, it kept coming back. And I was like, I'll check it later. And then I sat there and said, let me check this. And it was long. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And then when I read it, I was just like, oh. And then I skimmed it and he said, no, go back and read it. I'm giving you the blueprint so you don't miss it. It didn't seem like much. It didn't seem like anything. It just looked like someone was reaching out for prayer. It just looked like someone was reaching out until I got to the bottom. I am giving you a warning. Your promise is going to fall in your lap. But if you are not attentive, if you don't listen to God, he said, check Instagram. Because I saw it had been there since like 7 in the morning on prayer, before prayer. But I don't always check my messages because I get so many that it's a bit overwhelming at times. So I just kind of check them when I can. But for whatever reason, he was just like, check it. And I saw it and I was just like, all right. And then I forgot. And that how, you know how you say, oh, I'll write back. And then you write it, but you don't hit send. And you're like, why didn't it respond? Oh, I never hit send. It was one of those type of moments. I'm warning you. That wasn't the enemy. You can't blame that on the enemy. That was me. I'm still dealing with my youngest because he wasn't feeling too well. Then my back started hurting again. Yeah, it was just so many distractions that have been there. But I'm giving you the blueprint for when yours falls in your lap. It may not go verbatim. It may not even look like mine, but I'm giving you things to look out for so that when it comes, you're already on guard. This is what a trailblazer does. This is what a forerunner, a pioneer does. This is what I do for my community on end. I go through it so you don't have to. I hit the landmines. I blow up so you don't have to because he's given me that fortitude. He's fortified me enough to be able to go through the fire, turn around and say, hey, don't go left because there's going to be a landmine. Don't go right because there's a booby trap. Go straight, but you're going to have to tiptoe. That's what I give you. Exactly. So that you can get what you need quicker. It shortens your learning curve tremendously. That's whether you work with me one-on-one, whether you're in the community, whether you're in the community app. Of course, one-on-one, you get more. Of course, within the app, you absolutely get more. I'm in there. We communicate often, a lot. There's direct messages, private messages. We communicate. You're investing in your growth. I'm there for you. And then the community, which is the email community, exclusive email community, that also helps you to gain access so that you don't miss anything. So also what's coming, you won't even understand it. I promise you. I was like, what in the world? And then I was just like, oh, and then it just started flowing. As soon as I picked up the pencil and started creating it, it started flowing. It started flowing. Okay. Now, the investments you make into yourself on fertile ground will start to look shaky at first, but then it will prove worthy. Wherever you are investing right now, it's going to look shaky, but it's going to be, make sure it's fertile ground, which I know most of you know that, and it's going to prove itself worthy. So stay patient and let it hit you. Because once your promise hits you, once you've invested whatever that investment looks like, you're going to take off. It's only a matter of time. It's literally a matter of time. So the gifts that are untapped and under leveraged are coming alive. Your ability to draw others to you is enhancing. Gifts that are untapped, I told you, when our DNA comes alive, when we go from 2-strand to 12-strand, which is where we are right now, we're in the midst of ascending. We're in the midst of ascension. And please forgive me, but we are having problems with the email. Go figure. But he can't stop it. He can always try to delay it, but he can't stop it. We're going to get it out. You're going to get the email. And you'll get all the information, especially if you're interested in that. Let me put this down. If you're part of the email community, the exclusive email community, you're going to get an email that lets you know what we're doing for the ascension. Okay. Once you get that email, all you have to do is respond to let her know you are interested in the private Zoom event we are having called the Ascension event. I'm going to post real quick. See if I can do this. I'm going to post, if you are not on the exclusive email community, I'm about to post that link so you can sign up. Once you sign up, today we're going to try to send it out. We're working on getting that. Okay. That link up there, and I'm going to put it on YouTube. That link will sign you up for our email community, our exclusive email community. You get goodies, you get surprises, you get information, you know what events, you can stay up to date as always. So if you're interested in the Ascension event, all you have to do is be on the exclusive email list. You're going to get an email, and all you got to do is respond and say, I'm interested. And all the responses, we're going to compile it together and send you the private Zoom information. Okay. It's 2 parts on that day. I'm telling you this because if you have to work, I would say the first part is at 3 a.m. and the second part is around 8:15 a.m. And this is all Central Time. So if you're working, if you can take a half a day, I advise it. And I don't ever tell people to take off work, but this right here, you don't want to miss. Okay. You don't want to miss it. On Wisdom, if you are interested in joining the email community, you can email executive.assistant@smallybrown.com and she will send you the link so you can sign up. As always, there's no way to post a link. Okay. So your gifts are coming online. They've been untapped, under leveraged. You got to learn how to maneuver those. Some of you are healers, you don't know it. Some of you are deliverance ministers, you don't know it. Some of you people just have diarrhea at the mouth when they meet you. You don't know why. That's because you have the spirit, you have the light that draws people to you. Some of you walk in peace, you don't know it. Some of you walk in joy, you don't know it. Some of you have superhuman powers and you don't know it. Anytime I'm around electricity, it's going to do something. My husband has said it for years. I think you have something with an anointing with the technology, why it messes with you like that. And I just realized within the last 2 years, God has revealed what I have. If I plug something in, I'm going to see a spark. I'm going to see a fire. Never fails. If I'm walking in the street with sneakers on that have rubber sole shoes, I'm going to shock my kids. I'm going to be like, you shocked me. They're like, no, mommy, you shocked me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. If I touch something at certain points of my life or seasons, if I touch a handle, it doesn't matter if it's wood or not, I am getting shocked and it hurts. It's not like a normal shock. And I used to be like, God, what is this? I would liken it to, okay, there's an angel here, definitely get my attention. And it would be. But I have an electrical gift that God is uncovering. What's yours? Don't count it strange or odd. Look at every Marvel superhero movie. Anyone that's melanated has electrical powers. Think about it. Just if I'm not a Marvel fan, I'm a Marvel fan for the information, not so much for the movie. So it's a little different. Captain Marvel, her whole body lit up. I've had visions of me, dreams of me doing the exact same thing. what's his name? Jamie Foxx. He was Blue Electric. Blue Electric, you know who that tackles? Sorcerers. See, these are things we don't know. These are things that God has given me insight on. The colors of your lightning. Black lightning, I think, is yellow. Some people have, like Ayoka was saying, that her and her husband was watching that show where he was in control of, I forgot what, but technology pretty much. We have that power. There is something with melanin where we are electrical. I know because I did my research. Many of you have no idea. Those things are going to come online. Why? Why? Because when these robots start roaming the street, you're not going to be able to handle them with your bare hands. You better start activating your gifts. You got to be able to activate your superpower. They're not going to be able to handle God's children who know their power and their strength because they're trying to create a race that doesn't obey God. AI, artificial intelligence. I don't even want to go down here, God. Why am I going down here? Artificial intelligence. We are the true intelligence. But when you say I command an entity to bow down, you got to understand that that AI robot is an entity. It's a dark force. It's dark magic. It's sorcery. It's magic. But if you don't understand your superpower, that robot, this machine, your phone, your tablet will control you. That's what's coming online right now. Those type of powers. But if you're like, oh, whatever, yours won't. If you're like, what powers? Yours won't. But I always ask every so often, how many of you having dreams of you firing people with fire coming out of your hands? How many of you having dreams of you flying? And you're not flying in an airplane, you're literally flying like Superman. How many of you are having dreams of you with electricity or your body's turning into a weapon? Those are real. Telekinesis, being able to have thoughts, to communicate through thoughts in your dream, being able to move things through dream, laser beam eyes. These are not fake. They're not false. If you're dreaming it, it's real. And I'm going to just leave that there. I need you to understand that while out in society, you are going to attract more and more people as your light grows and enhances and your gifts come online. Your ancient pathway is opening up a brand new path, okay? An entire new path. And with this path, what's going to happen for you is you're not going to understand it. Some of you will. I'm going to make sure those of you in the community understand it. That's one thing I do. I'm going to make sure you understand it so you can walk in it immediately and we can lessen the learning curve. Because if we don't lessen the learning curve, we don't have the time anymore to lollygag. We don't have the time anymore. Time has sped up since CERN, which CERN will be on, I think, a year now, July 4th, come 2 months. Since CERN, things has absolutely shifted and changed. They've opened up a dark hole. They've opened up dark matter. They've released more and more entities into our world. We've shifted timelines so many times, you guys. I don't even know if it's time for me to release this, so I'm gonna wait a minute. I'm gonna wait to see if I'm hearing correctly. Anybody have anything they want to add? What I want to say, I need to get permission because I don't want to go ahead. So anybody have anything they want to add? I'm about to remove. If you have not taken the link or clicked the link and saved it, I'm about to exchange the link and put the link so that you can get your. Some of you reached out and asked about the reset audio and the resource cards. So I'm switching out the links right now so you can get it. Let's see. There's comments that I missed. I cried like a baby a few days ago because I was about to RIP into my kid's father, and it's like my mouth just closed. I couldn't even get it out, and I just cried. Yep, severing some ties. I have a brief testimony at some point. Absolutely. If you're wanting to come up, you can do it now. That was me in 2020. He told me to quit my job, and I loved what I did. Yeah. And look at you now. I bet you grew leaps and bounds, but yeah, happy I left. There you go. Um, Let's see. Yes, no one was allowed to stand with us that wasn't going to be the counsel in hard times. Yep. Usually every January I go into a new job or opportunity. So that's your time of transition. That is your time. Um, thank you. Thank you. I was talking to my husband about this recently, a change in my cycle slash season. Oh, okay. Oh, got it. Another Cox. Hi. Sorry, that just kind of threw me for a minute. um, and everybody dropped a one. Anyone capture the first one? Yeah, no. I don't know what I said on the first one. So if anyone has notes for the very first warning for your season shifting, if you can drop it in the chat, that would be great. I remember my brother talking about CERN at least 10 plus years. Yeah, CERN has been around for a long time. They just really took it up a notch last year, July 4th. If you don't know anything about it, on my YouTube, if you go and look up CERN, you will see exactly. I dove real deep into that because when I caught wind of that, their mascot is I forgot her name now, but it's the goddess of the Indian goddess with the arms, the multiple 8 arms or whatever, that looks like Medusa to me. Um, and she's the god of discord and God, I can't remember. Discord and something else, and she wreaks havoc. And when they turned on CERN, they had a seance. They were in those coats with the robes that you see in those movies when they about to sacrifice someone. They had lanterns. They were dancing. It was in the middle of the night. They didn't just turn on CERN. They had a seance to turn on CERN. So if you're interested in that, if you want to know why the world is the way it is, right now, this moment, go watch that video. It's on my YouTube and it's called CERN. It's from July. Shiva, thank you. Thank you, sir. Shiva, goddess Shiva. Discord is her number one gift. And another one. And boy, she's no joke. Okay. I've gone up against her. Oh, okay, that's your wife. Got it. I've gone up against her in one instance. Some of them demons you don't want to. You don't want to see them. You don't want to have to deal with them. I've gone up against Jezebel about 4 or 5 times. You don't want to. I'm just letting you know now. Um, so I will let you up. So the link above for anybody in here right now who has not gotten their audio. This audio is a reset audio. What it does is I took all my notes and made it into affirmations for you to sleep with and for you to play all day, every day. What it's going to do is help shift your mind to move with us being unveiled. The veil has been broken, it has been separated, it has been removed. And we have blocks. You don't know it, but in your mind, you have limited beliefs. What are limited beliefs? Limited beliefs are anything. You saw your mom being mistreated by your father. Your limited belief about love is mistreatment. So when someone comes and wants to love you the right way, you shrink. You put up a wall, or let me say the infamous is too good to be true. Let me see when he falls. You expect it. So your limited belief expects it and you bring it to fruition. You call it to you. So he falls. And you say, see, I knew he was too good to be true. No, you created that because you had a limited belief. But your limited belief starts and stems from when you're little. So the veil. The veil has been separated. So I created an audio. It's about 30 minutes long. What you're going to do is listen to it. You're going to listen to it all day. While you're doing work, it's on low. When you sleep, it's in your ears. No AirPods, no what's it called? And it needs to have wires. Please. We have enough radiation in our brain when we have our AirPods in a day. Don't sleep with it. I advise you not to. If you want to, that's on you. But I always recommend headphones or one that you plug in, that little earbuds that is not wireless. So it's no more radiation and all that EMP stuff. When you listen to it while you're up, your body's going to react to some of the words that I'm saying. It's not going to feel good. It's going to give you a chill. You're going to feel it in your heart. You're going to feel it. If you feel it, it's because that's where your limited belief is. So what it does is it helps highlight the limited belief in your mind that you don't know is there. The more you listen to it, the more it comes out. I want you, when you listen to it, repeat the one that feels weird, feels off. What that's going to do is shatter the limited belief, especially when you sleep. Now, when you sleep and you listen to these audios, your whole life transforms immediately. Why? because our limited belief is located in our subconscious. And when you go to sleep, your subconscious doesn't sleep. It has to tell your heart to beat, it has to tell your blood to pump, right? But you can't get, if I tell you you're Superwoman and you stand, this is why affirmations don't work. I'm Superwoman, I'm this, I am that, I am that. And then you walk out the mirror and you're like, okay, we'll see, because it's bouncing off of your carnal mind, your logical mind. You can only change when the change hits your subconscious. The reset audios that God have given me is he's given me specific words to help shift that immediately. So I'm highly recommending that you guys get this audio and the decrees, so that between yesterday and Wednesday, you are able to be in full position and ready for when the veil, if the veil closes. I don't know when the veil is going to close. Right now it's open, it's separated. But if you have a limited belief that you can see Jesus face to face, Yeshua face to face, if you have a limited belief that you can actually ascend into the heavenlies, even though he says in his word we are seated in heavenly places, those need to be eradicated from the veil. If you have spiritual blindness and you don't know that you do, this audio is going to remove the spiritual blindness from you so that you can see. The veil has been separated, you guys, and it's only but for a moment. If your boss, that's kind of like, thank you, Holy Spirit, you're about to take a test. We're all back a senior, and this is an exam that'll make or break you. And the teacher says, you know what? Let's take out our notes. You can have your notes for 10 minutes. Are you not going to take advantage of the notes for 10 minutes to get as many answers as you can for that test to make sure you got it right? That's what this veil separation is likened to. That's the best analogy I can give you. When the veil is separated, the servant was able to see that there were more for him than against him, but then it closed. When the veil was separated, Elisha, and if I'm wrong with the names, forgive me, was able to see and received his double. That's because the veil was removed and he was paying attention and he was diligently doing his job. The veil separated is not going to affect you if you're not diligently doing your part. And this I created 2 nights ago to help you do your part. So a couple people asked, what is a reset audio? That's what you get in this bundle, reset audio plus the decrees. The decrees, I just rewrote them from the room that I had, where you can make it a screenshot so that every time you look at your phone to see the time, you can read one of them. Every time you look at your phone to see a notification, it reminds you to read one of them. This, just the reset audio by itself, starts at 145. So any of you guys click on it, I am giving this to you because I want you to make it. I want you to have the tools to get what you need while this veil is separated. Because when it closes, you only gonna get what you got, and that's it. And we don't know when it's gonna open again. When's the last time? When have you ever heard that the veil was separated? Exactly. So that's what that link is up above. The first link was to join the exclusive community, email community. So Gabriel, the floor is yours.
Thank you, thank you. See, I'm gonna try to get all this together. Let me see here. So I got this revelation earlier this morning, and I wrote it down just to make sure my words were together. Something God gave me. It may help somebody else as well who's going through. So this is God. I'm taking you through this to truly make you who I need you to be. I had to break you to show you what it's really like to trust and rely on me. Now you don't have to wonder, because you know without a doubt what it means. If I didn't take away your will, your desire, then you wouldn't have known it was me who put it back in you. If I didn't allow your spirit to be broken, you wouldn't have learned to let mine strengthen and heal you. You wouldn't have learned how to truly unite and rely on me through prayer. If I didn't remove all pride and humble you and set something in place to keep you humble, you can never sustain where I'm taking you. You asked me to turn your will to mine. Your favorite verse is, delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. You see that my desires are becoming your desires. I took away your thirst for wealth and knowledge through your own understanding and learning and gain. Now you are learning truly what that means to rely on me for those things. I took away your desire to scour Clubhouse looking for rooms to find a word so you can hear me. I had to let you see that every word is not from me, so be careful who you go to. I took away your desire to listen to whoever you find on YouTube just because everyone else is listening to them, to show you no one should be your go-to source but me. I had to get you back to a place of silence. Again, I say, be still. ... Now you are learning. Yes, you are correct. I had to test you with those lessons of patience and humility last week. I told you I went through some things. But going back, I need you to survive for the long run. Some things you can only learn from experience and then revelation. And that's what he gave me this morning.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. I'm sure that spoke to a lot of people, bits and pieces or all of it. That was powerful. So I just want to touch on this, and if anybody else have anything they want to add, raise your hand or drop it in the chat. These platforms are all ran by witches and warlocks and sorcerers, and they all have witchcraft on them. Have you ever noticed when you get on Clubhouse, when you get on YouTube, TikTok, all of them, it's like an addiction. You can't get off. In the very beginning, I remember when I first got on Clubhouse, I mean, people were on here for hours and they were millionaires. And we were like, how the heck you on here for? What you doing? Like, you not working? Moms, dads, it was ridiculous. And every Christian, every believer said the same thing. Of course, as I start talking about this, hold on. Every person was like, I feel the Holy Spirit tell me back up. I feel the Holy Spirit back up. And literally it was the same. It was like every moment people were on here. And it's not just Clubhouse. The way they structure these, I keep telling you, the internet is witchcraft. The internet is black magic. The internet is alien technology that we don't know of, which is why God has to release his higher giftings through us, those of us who are ready. They literally, the pull to refresh on Clubhouse. That is the symbolization of when you pull the jack. What is it called? The thing in the casino? The jackpot, whatever it's called. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you pull that, it's the same hit. The red alert, same hit. Do you see what I'm saying? They've literally used witchcraft to keep people on these platforms. So if you ever wonder why you feel addicted to Instagram, why you can't stop getting on Facebook, why TikTok just keeps calling you, wisdom, whatever platform it is, that's why. And I love that you said discernment. He's teaching you. Look, discernment is the most underrated gift on this planet. Discernment will save your life. Discernment will remove a witch in 2 seconds. Discernment will stop the enemy in his tracks. Okay? It is the most underrated gift. My son, who is now 12, when he went to go get his when he had his doctor's appointment, we went into the office and this doctor wanted to give him vaccines, right? His shots. And he didn't get shots. But this doctor was one of those doctors that wanted to give him shots. And my son was sitting there. He was 3. He was sitting there, maybe 4. And he was just looking back and forth because he knew something was off because this doctor wanted to give him a shot. He knew something was off. He's 4. He don't know. We're not talking. We talked outside and I was like, no, we don't. I'm sorry. No, we don't do that. I just come in for a checkup. This little boy sat there intently paying attention, intently noticing something's up with this doctor. I don't think I like this doctor. And I looked at him and I said, do you see how you feel right now? I don't care how old they are. I'm going to drop a seed in the moment so that that seed can nestle down in their body and take root. And when it's time for me to water it, when it's time for it to bear fruit, it will bear fruit, which is now. And I said, do you see how you feel? He said, yes. I said, do you see how uncomfortable you are? He said, yes. I said, always follow that feeling. I don't care where you are, what you're doing. If the masses are doing it and you feel that way, you turn around and go the other way. And he just looked at me. He's 4. He don't know what I'm saying. But that was a seed because his discernment was, I knew what the doctor was trying to do. He didn't, but he could feel it in the room. He could discern it. Many people don't understand that that'll save your life. I have a couple of friends who told me they were RAPE, right? And I said, I'm sorry to ask you this, but I want to ask you this. When that happened, did you not have an inclination to not go down that stairwell? Did you not feel, I should go the other way? They go, yeah, I just dismissed it. And I was just like, They go, what? I said, because I've had those feelings. Don't go down that road. And I'll politely turn around real quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't go down those stairs because I don't do elevators, not because I'm scared, but I like exercise. So I'm going to do stairs anywhere I go. But they'll be like, I'll feel, don't go down them steps. I won't go. I will take the elevator. And my kids will be like, why we not going that way? We just not going. If I'm driving and I normally go one way and I go another way, I'm not turning around to go the other way. You're blocking me from something. But they all 3 of them said the same thing. Yeah, I felt don't go down those stairwells. Yes, I felt don't get in the car. Yes, I felt. And I said, next time you have to honor that feeling. It'll save your life. It'll absolutely, those are the people in 9/11 that woke up that morning and felt the need to honor their pause. That's what I call it, honoring your pauses, your holy moments. I don't care what's in front of you. I don't care how much money is on the table. It could be a $50 million, billion dollar, $1 trillion deal. If my spirit is off, I'm not signing it. I'm not. And you've got to understand that your pauses are pauses for a reason. We like to skip over them, or we're so busy we don't even notice them. So, Gabriel, that right there, discernment is on point. Social Dilemma documentary on Netflix talks about social media. Okay, yeah. Yep, it is. It's very intentional. Anything you see on TV, anything you see our government do, anything you see anybody do that's outside, it's intentional. Grocery stores intentional. They put it's like a maze, the music they play is to draw you in. The good food is on the outside, right? The horrible food is on the inside. They want you to go down the aisles to get to the milk, to get to the cheese, which to me, that's whatever. They put the healthy foods at the bottom, no, at the top, and they put the bad foods at the bottom. Why? Because your kids are eye level at the bottom. Just everything is intentional. The colors, the logos. If you look at the logo in Starbucks, open it up, it's a siren. It's a siren. So you wonder why Starbucks makes as much money as it makes? Because their logo is a siren. What is a siren? If you don't know, do your research. All the logos have a purpose. Everything, including music, everything. So your discernment, if something comes on and you're like, I shouldn't listen to it, don't listen to it. Something comes on, I shouldn't watch it, don't watch it. Don't bypass it. Because what happens if you bypass your discernment, it dulls it. So the next time it's a little less. The next time it's even less. The next time you're not even going to understand or feel it. It's done. You got to honor it for it to grow. So the more I honor my pauses, the more they grow. And so when I'm walking and it's like, don't go that way, I'm quickly, look, real quick, fast, in a hurry. Send me an invitation. And if I don't feel right, I'm not doing it. I'm not going. I've always been that way. There's just something in my spirit that doesn't, if I'm uneasy, and that's a telltale sign. If you are uneasy, let your discernment lead the way. Because if not, you will. It's a warning sign. They created language to block our warning signs. When you don't communicate with Woo. Absolutely not happy with what I'm talking about. Woo. I'm okay, buddy. Absolutely not happy with what I'm talking about, but it's okay because I'm going to finish. When you, Holy Spirit, bring it back. Bring it back. Somebody remind me what I was saying. What was I just saying before I started having a cough attack? If you can write it in the chat, please. Language. Thank you. Thank you very much, Ayoka. The language. They created language so we wouldn't be able to discern and use our discernment in the energy that enters the room and the frequency. I broke it down like this. Everybody has had a friend that gossips or always brings bad news, or the bill collector, or something where you can perceive when the phone rings and you pick up the phone, you're like, oh, here's that person again. Let me just go ahead. Your whole demeanor shifted. When that person starts talking, your whole demeanor keeps shifting. That's frequency. Okay. That's energy. Their energy is so strong that it shifted you because you weren't in your authoritative state. They created energy. They created words so that we would dismiss that. What do you say when someone walks into the room that's a beautiful woman or a nice looking man and their presence is powerful? You're like, dang, that chick is bad. Like, not bad like pretty, but she has a commanding spirit. Or dang, that dude is sharp. He is sharp. You feel that before they even open their mouth. You can feel it. Or let's reverse it. Someone walks in, shoulders slump, head down. They need some confidence. And it's not judging. That is facts. Okay, there's a difference between judging and facts. And when your discernment gets put online, which it's about to, even higher, I'm going to give you a warning. As a pioneer, it's going to feel like you're judging. You're going to feel like you are judging. I'm going to tell you this story, and if nobody has anything else, I'm going to go ahead and go. I was at my job in 2016, and a warlock entered the store. And he was powerful. He entered the store. I was in the back and I said, oh my God, who the heck is that? I hadn't seen him yet. I just felt his presence and I knew he was there for me. I said, who is that? And he's coming for me. And I walked around the corner and he locked eyes. And sure enough, he beelined to me. And I said, oh, good day. Welcome to so-and-so. How can I help you? He said, I'm here for you. I said, dang, that's how bold he was. So I'm asking him, what does he need? And he keeps trying to touch me, get close to me, and I keep backing up. So we're basically doing a dance in the store. And finally, it was so much that I put the cash register, because he wasn't about to go back there, between us. I had to put a case between us. And he said, can I see that? And I pulled it out and I tried to give it to him. He tried to touch my hand and I moved because I was on point. The reason why I was on point is this is what I teach you in the community, in the app, or our one-on-one sessions, our group sessions. I had to pray in tongues. If I did not pray in tongues, because what did I tell you about warlocks? They want your power. Warlocks don't fight you. They want your power. They want your gifts and your abilities, and they will render you powerless. Sorcerers are the same, but on another level. Okay. And then witches and Jezebels are what they are. Witches are actually entry level into the demonic kingdom. So if those of you who are scared of witches, no need to be. They are the footstool to get into that demonic kingdom. Anyway, so I'm praying in tongues while I'm talking to him. My flesh is screaming, run. My spirit is saying, stay. I was totally confused. I said, God, my spirit has never told. My spirit was so at peace, but my flesh was scared. And I was like, this is so backwards. What the heck is going on? And I'm standing there and I'm helping him. And he's, of course, now trying to talk to me. I have my ring on. He don't care. So you can't go to dinner. I said, no, I'm married. He's like, married people. I said, no, not with people like you. Like, I was very front because he was very front with me. He was a ghostwriter. He had a lot of money. He had a lot of power. And he was like, I could write your book. Nope, I'm good. I am good. I don't want nothing from you. I took his card, but I didn't want nothing from him. I literally had to stay in tongues the entire time I was talking to this man. Because if not, he would have broke me down spiritually through my mind and thoughts. He was trying to infiltrate my thoughts and I could feel it. And the only thing that stopped him was me praying in tongues. That is a gift. That is something I had to practice. There's no way a warlock can walk up to you, a sorcerer can walk up to you, and you turn, and I say this all the time, you go and say, oh, let me get my prayer closet and prepare for battle and then come get you. No, I had to be prepared right then and there. He was coming to take me out. He was coming to take me out. I don't know what I was doing on that day, but boy, that thing, I've never encountered that again, and I don't want to, Lord. That man's presence, from the moment he crossed the threshold, I knew somebody was in the store. And I was like, yo, what is this? And God said, he's a warlock. He's a warlock. So it was not what he said, it was how he portrayed himself. It was his body language. It was what he exuded, the power he exuded. Now, if I flip this, any woman that would have been in his presence, he was nice looking, he carried him, he was very distinguished, clean cut. Oh, the women, I'm sure, fall at his feet and he eats them up for dinner because they don't see past his looks, his charm. Oh, I know he gets women all the time and he gets them. I don't mean just to bed them. I mean gets them, gets their power, rendered them powerless and moved to the next. I already know because I felt it. I knew what he wanted. I knew what he was there for immediately. That's discernment. Now, if I'd have been like, oh, no, you're judging Somalia. Oh, no, Somalia, this, Look, when it's that powerful, and I'm telling you, and if you are in this room right now on Clubhouse Wisdom and on YouTube, the reason why you are privy is because you will encounter something similar. Whenever you hear something, whenever you are privy to a conversation, it's because God needs you to hear it at this moment and prepare you for what you need to do. It expands your expectation, it increases your capacity so that when it happens to you, you're going to be like, well, this happened to the person I was listening to the other day, months ago, a year ago. I'm going to definitely help her. I'm going to definitely if you did that for her, you can do it for me. Okay? Does anybody have anything else they want to add? Raise your hand. I'm done. There's someone coming up on wisdom, so give me a second.
Me.
Hello.
How are you? I see you're blessed. I know that. And the spirit of discernment is so real. You feel when things are negative are going to happen, and I've always acted on those feelings. My mother just recently passed, but I knew she wasn't going to make it if my sisters encouraged her to stay in the nursing home because she didn't want to be there. And, and she went very quickly. But, she lived a whole year in the house with me, and I cared for her. And it was just a beautiful experience. But you only are open when you choose to be open. And you have to choose to let your spirit guide you, because we're very, very powerful. And you can see the light, you can see the way, but you may not know the way, and that may be uncomfortable. But freedom has never been free. So what are we doing in 2023? We have to look at the children. We have to look at the system that we're living under, as freedom is real. And as soon as you act on it, you're going to feel the oppression, basically. I was paying attention, and Kobe Bryant's wife said that they should never fly together anywhere. And they made that a practice. And then that happened. I mean, choice is everything. He chose to fly that morning. He didn't have to. And we do not run our own lives. The Spirit is guiding us constantly. And are we ready? And that's the question. But thank you so much. It is the best day ever. Every day you wake up, it's the best day because you have the choice to change. But you have to see the change. So thank you for your guidance. And I'm following you now. So please follow me.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to come up and talk.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Appreciate your wisdom.
All right.
Have a good one.
day.
You too. All right, you guys. Anybody else? So yes, the cigarette company. Yes, I saw that. Yes. They got in big trouble. You're welcome. You're welcome. Speaking to the grocery store, part of the conversation, I've been a delivery driver for a while now. We had to do a store study. What came up was in most cereal boxes that have eyes on them are placed low so they catch the kids' attention. Absolutely. Because kids is the next generation. If you eat McDonald's and you take your kids, they're hooked. They're gonna take their kids. They're gonna take it's legacy is what the enemy wants. He don't want you. He wants your seed. And then once he gets your seed, he wants their seed. He wants your bloodline. And he wants it to continue to stay with him. That's the entire kingdom of darkness. Also, there's a reason candy is placed by the register, upsell, or impulse. Yeah. Oh, and the music is also, yep, to design to keep you almost in a trance. Yep. We studied this stuff for 15 years. Yep. Which is why they say don't go when you're hungry. Don't, when your kids are young, my kids were always in a cart. They couldn't go nowhere. Yeah, keep your hands in your pockets. When we go into the store, put your hands in your pocket, take it out of the pocket. You losing something. You losing your screen time, something. You gotta set boundaries because yeah, kids will definitely go bonkers in the grocery store. Anybody else have anything? Any questions? Any comments? What day is today? So the Ascension Day is on the 15th, you guys. It is Monday the 15th. The private Zoom, if you are interested in that information on wisdom, please email executive.assistant@smallybrown.com and ask her for the link to join the exclusive email community and that you're interested in being a part of the Ascension meetup. If you are on Clubhouse and YouTube, the links are there. I posted the link. If you need the link, let me know. If you're already on the email community, you will get that today, God willing. I'm speaking to the email campaign that it will go through because we've been having issues. The reset audios are there to help you. Your decrees for this month are on there also. You need those decrees for this month. I put it in a bundle this time, so the decrees are not going to be emailed to you. They're not going to be available anywhere else. So you can get the decrees for this month, which will help you. Well, actually, for this week. It's not even for this month. These decrees are just for this week. We have to get to the ascension in a certain way. Okay. That's why we were practicing ascension. We'll probably do some tomorrow. We didn't do any today. We did it yesterday. But I need you guys to understand what is transpiring right now, this moment. Okay. You have not been paying attention. Okay. You have not been paying, you were not aware and you have not been paying attention. But what God is about to do in your life fits perfect. But at the time that he told you, it didn't fit. Okay. The time that God showed you what he wanted to do, it didn't fit. And it didn't make sense. Your ancient pathway is opening up a new path. You are at a crossroad. You are at a crossroad. And let me see if I can pull it up. When you're at a crossroad, you always ask, let me pull it up. So It is Jeremiah 6:16. Stand at the crossroad and look, ask for the ancient paths, ask where the good way is, and walk in it, and you will find rest for your soul. Okay? Those are your instructions. Those are your instructions leading up to, like, just ever. If you want to stay on your pathway of what you were called, designed in your blueprint to do, you've got to ask at the pathway. You've got to ask at the crossroads. And that's where we are right now. Something has to die for you to ascend on Monday. Why did I say Tuesday? What's Tuesday? Something has to die. And that's what we're working on right now. Something has to die for you to be able to ascend. Do you know what that is yet? I gave you that insight a couple days ago. Okay, just recapping. If you don't know, the audio will help, the decrees will help. If you don't know, prayer will help, seeking will help, asking will help. You've got to do your work. I said go overboard, be delusional. I told you to go back and get that person that can help you figure out, that person that when you needed to pass your master's thesis, that person where you had a national championship, you had to dig deep, you were hurt and you played hurt, you found the grit. I need you to find that now. Don't get lazy. And there's an alarm going off. This is very important, you guys. There's a siren. Don't be lazy. Everything that I've given you between yesterday's room, the day before yesterday, starting on Wednesday, I need you to do what your spirit is leading you to do. Don't be lazy. Go overboard. Say these decrees all day, every day. Set an alert. Write a message. Email yourself. Put a note on your dashboard. I need this to be so I need you to be so in tune, you guys. I don't know how much more I can express what you need to do. So I'm going to give you an example and then I'm going to let you go because I don't see any hands. I don't see any questions, comments, nothing. Let's say you want a new house or love. I'll do both. All day today, all you got to do is think on it. See yourself walking in the house. See yourself full of love. What does love look like? What does feeling love feel and look like to you all day? And I don't mean an hour here and then 4 hours. I mean, even if you just say the word love, love, love. I walk in love. I am love. My husband loves me. My wife loves me. My children love me. I love my children. I don't care. But when I say delusional with it, when I say excessive with it, kind of like what's his name? Steph Curry. How many shots does he take? Someone drop it in the chat. I know my men know that. How many shots of 3-pointers does he do a day? Jordan, Kobe, excessive with it. You want to be the best? Be excessive with the tools that work. You want to be the greatest? You want God to use you? You want what he's trying to give you? Be excessive. Kobe, Jordan, Beyonce, anybody who is anybody was excessive to get to where they were, and they didn't stop there. They're still excessive. Kobe would practice in the morning, then he'd go to practice, then he'd practice afterwards. And he said, I never put my body through. So Jordan said, I never put my body through something during practice that I wouldn't be able to do during the game because it wouldn't shock my body. I'm trying to call you guys higher. I'm trying to pull you higher. I'm giving you the tools. I'm telling you what to do. But I can't make you do it. The past 2 days, can I repeat what, ma'am? Now you know. That's a really funny question. You're going to have to help me on that one. I need you guys to be delusional. I need you to be excessive. What do you want? What is he showing you is yours? What do you need to kill? What part of your flesh do you need to crucify, sacrifice? And then I need you to go back and say, what is it going to cost me if I don't do this week? What am I going to lose out on, God? What is it that you're about to give me next week when I ascend? if I do my due diligence, if I take care of what I need to take care of right now today, what is it going to cost me if I don't do that? I know what it's going to cost me. It's going to cost me my future. Sometimes it can cost you your life because you're now out of the ancient path. You're now in disobedient, and now you're out of God's will. Some of you, not all of you, some of you have a high calling on your life. How do I know? Because I do. And if you are drawn to me, if you are assigned to my voice, so do you. So do you. You have a high calling and you don't have a choice. That's why he keeps pulling you. He keeps knocking. He keeps coming and you keep pushing him. You don't sit in my rooms to do nothing. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's not how I roll. You do not come into my rooms on accident either. You are summoned. You are called, because every day I have a room. I say, God, only let those who are assigned to my voice, only let those who are ready to hear what I say, only let those who are supposed to be in this room on all 3 platforms join this room. And many of you are repeat. Many of you continue to come. You're not mediocre. You're special. Now I'm speaking to your spirit because you're special. You are great. You are more than what you've been doing. And you know that. You feel it. These words are penetrating because you know this. You're powerful. You just got to accept it. You got to choose it and stop settling. You're settling. When you have the opportunity to buy something you want versus something that's affordable, you choose affordable because you're scared of being broke. That's settling. When you have the opportunity to speak something and be somebody, you shrink because you're scared of failing. It is time to walk in your greatness. And that's what I have been called. That's my mandate right now, is to wake you guys up, to help you see that your DNA is a blueprint. If you choose to keep spending on settling, you're going to stay there. If you finally say, forget it, money doesn't run me no more. Money does not control me. I'm going to give where I need to give. I'm going to go where I'm supposed to go. Then you will see. Stop being a dream crusher when it comes to finances and money. Stop thinking in money terms of this one doesn't need it, that one does. That is not what money is for. Money, the world cannot be made whole without it. And when God tells you to give, when God tells you to do something with your finance, it has nothing to do with money because he doesn't need it. He didn't even create it. Money is man-made. God's is riches and glory. But when he tells you to give it, when he tells you to sow it, when he tells you to leave it for someone, when he tells you to impart it into someone, it's not about the money. It's how much do you trust me? It's how much do you lean on me? How much confidence do you have in me that if I tell you to give your last, you trust that I'm going to give you more? If I tell you to put that down, if I tell you to not even operate with money, if I tell you to give 90% and you live on 10, do you trust me? Do you honor me enough? Because money is mammon, which is a spirit that grabs a hold of all of us. None of us can say we've never been wrapped up in the spirit of mammon. Why? Because that's the way of the world. And when you are wrapped up in that spirit, you can't see past money. Everything is, he doesn't need it. God doesn't need it. That man doesn't need it. That man is greedy. But what you don't see is you are wrapped up in it. And the spirit of mammon is what will take us out, because that is what this world is ran on. And that spirit within itself is powerful. I'm going to show you right now. And I don't know who this is for, but I know this is for someone. So, what does mammon mean in Hebrew? It means riches, often used to describe the debasing influence of material wealth. The term was used by Yeshua in his famous Sermon on the Mount and also appears in the gospel. Let's see. Now, mammon is the I don't even know this word. Deification? Deification of the accumulation of wealth. One's life becomes a quest to accumulate more and more wealth and property until it becomes a religious practice, supplanting all other things, and wealth becomes an object or of worship. Now, that spirit runs real deep. When God says, give me 90, and your first thing is, he doesn't need it. Your second thing is, what is the pastor going to do with it? I don't want to give it. They have nothing to do with you. None of those two answers have anything to do with you. What God is trying to show you is you're attached to the spirit of Mammon, and he's trying to break it off of you. Do you know how I know? Because he did it to me. And when he breaks that off of you, that's when true wealth comes. That's when the spirit of Mammon no longer has a hold on you. You don't know it do. You don't know that it does. It has a hold on you in a way that is mentally and spiritual. And the way he broke it off of me is the more that I gave it away, he gave me a true understanding. The more that I used it according to his way, I got more insight. Let me tell you what he did. Last year, my business tripled. Okay. I'm going to just leave it at that. And you know what I was trying to do, what's that man? Kiyosaki, whatever, that guy. You know, the guy with the money principles. Any guy with money principles. I was following them, trying to figure out, okay, I'm getting more money. How do I do this? God said, stop it. Shut it down. I said, okay. Because this is another level. The first time he dealt with the spirit of Mammon was when I had to give up my condo. That I had just bought at a young age. It was $250,000. It was in the middle of Buckhead. Oh, I was living the life. And he said, give it up for me. That's releasing the spirit of Mammon. That's affluence. That's status. I'm young and I have a condo in the middle of the city. Yeah, I gave it up. Then he said, now you tithe 90 and you stay with 10. That's another part of it. Then he showed me how he could provide without money. I don't operate with money. I don't live in this world. I'm not of this world. I don't operate with dollars and cents. I operate and I get money through riches and glory because I had to break the spirit of Mammon off of me. Now that my money is more and it's increasing, because now he can trust me because I know that my money is not really dollars. That means nothing. It's paper. It's what we put to it, the value we put to it. So now that my income tripled last year, I'm trying to save. He's like, nope, take it out of there. I'm trying to tithe. He's like, nope, I don't want you to tithe. I need you to listen to me. I don't want you to spend it. I felt so bad. Spend it, buy whatever you want. But let me tell you why I tripled my income last year, because I did what he said. I bought whatever I wanted, when I wanted it, with no bars, no holding back. And that's what increased my income by triple. If I would have saved it, I would have had the same thing that I saved. If I would have tried to do whatever, invest it, I would have had the same amount of money. What he was doing was showing me a principle of the kingdom of God. Reciprocity. If you hold on to money, it is a frequency and it is an energy. If you put $100 in a drawer, it's going to be $100 in a year, 10 years, 20 years. But if you release it, it says, here you go, world, give me more. I don't even know how I got on this, but somebody needed to hear this. If I'm talking to you, drop a 1 in the chat, because thank you, Robert Kiyosaki. I could not remember that man's name for nothing in the world. If I'm talking to you, I need you to drop a 1 just for me, because I don't even know how I got on this topic. I don't even know why I'm on this topic. Thank you, and thank you. But I need you to understand that, okay? He is trying to break it off of you. When I tell you I don't know how I get paid, I know it's not through dollars. I do not get paid through the system. I am actually out of the system. I am not even in the world's money system because of the way he's taking me through this. So I'll probably have to do a teaching on this and go more in depth on the things that he's had me do. I don't operate with the dollars at all. They mean nothing to me. He has broken that so deep within me that I literally know that my money, my wealth comes from riches and his glory. Period. When I need, I ask, it appears. When I need and I want, it appears. My lights have never been cut off. My water's never been cut off. My car should have been repossessed. And my parents offered money and I said no. And then God sent the money. And it was when we were hurting, when my husband had, his contract was over in 16. I don't operate with dollars. And that's where he's trying to take you guys. But it's a season and it's a lot of things he's going to have. You don't see it now, but you will begin to see it because I'm talking about this and I'm releasing it right now as I'm talking. He's going to let you understand you are not of this world and you don't operate in this world. So that means if I live in Goshen, you provided water, you provided meat, and you provided manna. You provided clothes, you provided shoes, not a feeble one among them. And their clothes, shoes did not wear out. And that's what I expect. I live in Goshen. Everything is provided for. My provision does not come from dollars and cents. So when he tells me give, how much? And if I don't give, I will see the repercussions because no one's perfect. There are times where I either drag my feet or I get busy with the kids and I forget. But when I tell you, if I give 100, I will get 300 back that same day. When he tells me, and no lie, the more I give, the more I get. If I give $1, I get it back like $30, $40. Do you see the level of increase? Because I don't operate on the world's money system. I remove myself from the economic system. I remove myself from the banking system. Even the banks can't hold me. I'm going to tell you this. I didn't say this a lot and I got to go. There's a guy that I listen to who this is what started my journey. I was like, I don't want to be in that system. I disrupted the system. And boy, I tell you, when it was trying to get out, it's hard to get out. When they get a hold of you, and I'm talking about the entities and the people on board, when they get a hold of you, they try to hold you hostage because you're a slave. If you believe and stand on this dollar and this crypto, you are a slave. So, because you can only work so many hours in a day. Now, he literally said that he was out of town and he had to pay his mortgage. He didn't realize it. So he called him and said, hey, I need to pay my mortgage. He goes, oh, you already paid it. He goes, I did. And he pulled up his account and it was paid. And he was like, God, what happened? He goes, I paid it for you. So it was paid. So the next month he went to go make a payment. And because he got a remittance slip that said $0. So he called to make sure. He's like, my account is 0. And they go, yeah, but you still owe. He goes, what do I owe? It's like $0. He was like, what? Because the system didn't want to let him go. Do you hear me? And then he kept saying, but what do you mean? He goes, the system won't let you go. And he was like, he kept saying, the system won't let me do this. The system, that is the telltale sign. And that happened to me as I was getting out of the system. I'm sorry, Miss Brown, but the system won't let me do that. What? The system won't let me go. I can't bypass it. I said, well, you're the person. Like, what do you mean the system won't let? Can we go higher? Can we get a manager? But that was when I was coming out of the system. It was trying to hold me in the system. So he kept saying, so what do I need to do? The guy was like, well, if you don't pay this, he goes, it's $0. What do you mean? There's nothing to pay. He goes, if you don't send a check with $0 to this address, we will come and get your house. That is the system not letting him go. $0? You don't owe that. So he wrote a check for $0, sent it in, and it was cleared. Who does that? The system. As you start removing yourself from the world system, they will buck. Now I'm totally out of the financial system. Now it's the educational system with my kids, and they are bucking. They are bucking. Once you do one, then you got to move to the next. You got to move yourself from all the systems. And he will start with finances because that's the biggest one. That's the one that keeps you in lack. They've taught you that you've got to trade dollars for hours. They've taught you that you've got to do this to get that. No, you don't have to do anything. I get paid to exist, period. I get paid to do what God has called me to do on this earth, period. I don't have to work a day in my life. I get paid. He said that I am abundantly supplied, and it's my God-given right for my basic needs and my basic needs to be met. Period. Period. But that's a mindset shift. He said, yes, because I don't know how I'm going to pay child support for 2 kids after $1,500 a month payout and start a business, but I believe God will handle it. Absolutely. They definitely need to come out that system. There's a reason why the money is called it's a current. It flows. You can't hoard it. And if you're not obedient to, it's all about obedience. When God asks you to give, it's obedience. He don't care about that dollar. He don't care about that $1,000. It's obedience. Now, the people who can't wrap that, they're missing the connection and the relational aspect with God. If you can't understand that your dad, let me make this practical. You have a 15-year-old son, and he wants a brand new car. Brand new, not hoopty, not old school, not used, new. So you say, all right, I want to see how you take care of this new car. I need you to get a job, and I need you to give half of your money away because you want to see where he's at mentally, if he will obey you, if he will take care of it. You see what I'm saying? That's our Father. Look at God as a father. Are you going to give your son that's 12 keys to a brand new red Corvette? Heck no. He's not prepared for that. So why would God give you keys to a brand new business that you're not prepared to even run? Why would God give you wealth if he can't trust you with 50,000, 10,000? And when I say trust, that widow over there needs her mortgage paid, and you can't pay it because you don't want to give because God don't need money. No. Because when you pay her mortgage, you're sowing a seed into your mortgage being paid. See, it's the power of sowing seeds with money. But you got to look at money as seed and not as what they've taught us. That's the breakdown. The more you sow seeds in the form of your time, your money, your efforts, your love, your joy, in any way, your words, the more they come back. So when you sow seeds of finances, you have a right to say, God, I pay. My car could not be repossessed in 16. I hid my car for an entire month in my garage. And then I said, wait, hold up. You gave me this car, 1, so it's a blessing, so the enemy can't take it. And 2, I have paid 3 people's cars off, and I've paid it right when it was about to be repossessed. I want those seeds back. If I hadn't been obedient to do that, my car would have been taken. That's what seeds do. That's what sowing financially and being obedient. A friend reached out and said, my car is about to repossess. Here you go. 3 years later, I had a community arise. Another person's car was going to be repossessed. Here you go. I call that back. But if you don't have nothing to call, if you don't have no seeds in the ground, if you're a farmer with no seeds, how are you making money? How are you building a crop? I call those seeds back, and I teach them in the community how to do that. I'm calling them back. I have a right to those. I sold them in advance. You knew my car was going to be in this position. I still have that car to this day. I took that booger out the garage and said, you're not taking it. Nope. Because it's mine. Cloak it. Make it invisible. They never took it. Paid it off, and I still got my car. So whoever this was for, I pray that it has removed the stigma, and you had not just a shift, you had a paradigm shift, a complete and total shift in what God is trying to do. You are wealthy. Everybody under the sound of my voice is wealthy, but you are blocking your wealth because you're not being obedient with the little. You're not stewarding. I told you what steward means. It doesn't mean take care or a house manager or a manager. It means to multiply. Steward means multiply in Hebrew, in Aramaic. You're not multiplying what you have because you're not letting it flow freely. I'm telling you, last year I felt bad. I was like, God, he's having me spend. Anytime my kid want, get it. No, God, I just bought the get it. Anytime I wanted something, get it. Now, hindsight, I'm like, now he's teaching me. So what he does with me is he gives me the principle and then he gives me the name. He gives me what I'm doing. I walk out the principle and then he tells me what I did. So now this year, everybody on my Instagram feed, my TikTok feed is spend on what you desire, spend on what makes you happy, because then you get more. You're spending in abundance. When you spend on, instead of shrimp, like I did the other day, if you wanted shrimp but you bought steak because it's cheaper, you're settling for lack, which means you're sowing, and sowing money is the highest form of trade in the kingdom of God. When you sow into lack, you reap lack. So what he was doing last year was showing me spend on things that make you happy. That's why I tripled my income, because I bought whatever I wanted and I had no plights about it, no problems. I just said, here you go. Here you go. I want this. I want that. So, yes. All right, Holy Spirit, are we done? Amen. So I thank you guys for joining. Those of you on YouTube, those of you on Wisdom, any comments, any questions? Always be obedient when it comes to sowing, you guys. Always. And not just financially, but any kind of sowing. Always be obedient, because you have a buildup of seeds that you can call back. You have a plethora of seeds that you can water, you can cultivate. And then when you're in need, it got to come back. Not because you belong to God, but because you got seed in the ground. Anybody have anything? Floor is open. Well, I pray that, like I said, I command your body to receive these seeds that I'm showing right now in the form of words. I command your body to shift. I command your mind to shift. I command the seeds that I spoke right now to bear fruit immediately, instant season, instant. I speak instant season over every person under the sound. I command your body to receive every word that I have spoken, that it has fallen. I speak to those seeds and I command the rivers of living water that is in your body to immediately take those seeds, fill them with water, and allow them to bear fruit, allow them to bear root right now. So much that you will manifest these seeds this week. I speak that. I'm bold enough to speak. Those of you who are ripe, those of you whose soul and soil was ready for the words that I'm speaking the past 30 minutes, I command those seeds to bear fruit this weekend. I command them to bear fruit today. Instant turnaround, instant fruit. It says sometimes you sow instantly, you sow and you reap instantly in the same season. I command every word that I have spoken in the last 30 minutes about sowing seeds and financial paradigm shifts in the spirit of Mammon for it to bear fruit today. I command your body to react and respond. I command your body to receive it whole. I command your body, every person under the sound of my voice on YouTube, Wisdom, and Clubhouse, to move accordingly, to move swiftly. If he tells you to do something today, do it. If he tells you to join something, do it. If he tells you to give something, do it. You have to do your part. I can only do so much. I can sow seeds into your body, your soul, your spirit. God can come behind and send someone to water it, and then he can give you the set of instructions, but you still have to choose to obey. So I command your spirit to receive every word that I have released in the last 30 minutes. I command the rivers of living water to fertilize those seeds right now. I command your body to react and respond if I am talking to you. I command your body to react and respond. The fire of God in the area that seed has been implanted, the rivers of living water, the cool, the freshness of the water to splash over your body. I command these seeds to bear fruit right now. In the matchless name of the power of Yeshua HaMashiach. Father God, I thank you that whoever this was for, that their mind has been shifted. The trees of lack and scarcity have been split into and uprooted. I command those trees in their mind to be uprooted, to dissolve and discard themselves. I speak to every cell in your body that is carrying misinformation about God's riches and glory, about the spirit of mammon, about money, to dissolve and discard itself right now. I command the cells carrying misinformation about money to discard and dissolve itself right now. Release whatever you need to release. Number one, number two, burp, gas, tears, let it flow. Don't stifle it. You are in this room for a reason, and we shifted completely. This is nowhere near my notes. This is nowhere near me. This is completely and totally the Spirit of God, because there's someone or a couple of people on here who need it. Amen and amen. I pray your bodies responded and reacted. I pray you received what was released, because this is your season. Now you have a choice. You either walk in it, in the new, accept this new shift, let it die. Many of you, this is so right now. I would tell you, we've had emotions need to die before the ascension on the 15th, a meetup, the ascension meetup, and this needs to die. The power of mammon over you. Even if you can say, I don't have that, I'm talking to you. If you can say that's not me, I'm talking to you. The very thing you can say is not me is the thing that is. So right now we have two things that need to die. Those emotions that no longer serve you, we're not killing them to where you don't need them, because many of our emotions we need, they just talk to you and they tell you, you just don't understand them yet. But we need to crucify them so that they fall in line with our spirit, that our spirit's in control, and the spirit of mammon over your life. So if you have any comments, questions, if you need anything, executive.assistant@smallybrown.com. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for joining me on today. I guess I'm going to stop saying we ran over, because at certain points of time when we're doing runs, the rooms are longer. Normally, if you are new, welcome. This room is normally about an hour and 15. If you haven't given me a follow, please do. Follow the club, hit the bell, hit always, because my rooms do hide. They will hide. Get you a buddy. And anytime they're in here, tell them to ping you. If you haven't followed me on Instagram or YouTube, you can do that. On Instagram, I am Real One Somalia, and on YouTube, I am Somalia. So you guys have an amazing day. This was huge. If I was talking to you, I would appreciate if you send me a message so I can continue praying for you, because this is huge. This is a journey, and I remember this journey oh so well. There's a lot of things I had to give up. There's a lot of things I had to let go of. There's a lot of things I had to remove to be able to be used the way I'm being used when it came to money, especially if you know wealth is in your hands, especially if you know wealth is your portion. I'm giving you the open. You can email executive.assistant@smallybrown.com and let me know that, or you can let it know on here so that I can continue to pray for you. So do I, what was it God to me? Okay, rewrite that, Ayoka. Something happened. Amen, and amen. I'm waiting on Ayoka to write that, and then I'll close the room. Especially my melanated people, my brown family. We've got a lot of stuff in our bloodline, our history, that contradicts money. And we got to eradicate that, because 400 years of slavery ended in 2019. And when that ended, the trade-off is happening. The transfer is happening. But if you're not in position spiritually to receive it, you're not getting it. You missed the last part of it. It'll be up. It'll be up. I'll leave it up. I had to remove so much as well. I was chasing money and success and made it a god. Placed it before my marriage, children, and Yahweh. Yep. Yes, it's on YouTube. It's on YouTube right now. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes. So, yep. Please let me know. Send a message so I can keep praying for you, so I can undergird you in prayer. So when I'm in my quiet time or whenever I'm doing anything, if he tells me to pray for you, I will. All right. You're welcome. All right, you guys, have an amazing day. This room and this live is closing. My phone done died. I lost the people on wisdom. It's okay. Um, thank you guys for trusting the God in me. Thank you for showing up for yourself, not for me. This community would not be anything without you guys. I appreciate that. You let me do what I'm called to do. Don't trust what I say. Don't ever trust what I say. I'm mere man. I'm human. I'm mortal, just like you. But what I do say is trust the conviction that you feel, trust the confirmation that you're experiencing in my rooms, and trust the reinforcement that you receive when you enter my rooms. Okay? You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. This room and live is closing in 3, 2, and 1. Have an amazing day and keep shifting. Sit in it. If it's still on you, sit in it. Don't move. God's not done. He needs to remove it by I said Saturday. All right. He needs to remove it by Saturday. Let him do it. Tell him take it out.